Hey there, Brick fans. Good morning to another Building Batuu live this morning. We're going to be jumping back into Savi's workshop again. Done a little bit of planning last night, which is always helpful just before a live, especially because this morning's live is a half an hour earlier than usual because I actually have a work meeting at 8 I need to go to. So it is 6:30 here and I'm really glad to be up this early in the morning building with all of you. So hopefully we get a bit of progress done today and have a bit of fun too. So there you go. Hello there, Lego Master Builder. How are we all doing today, guys? We're going to be working on this front facade and this side wall here. Which is why I've kind of got this a little bit laid out. And now I'll just get my keys out of the way so I can lose them for later. Now we are definitely lacking some tunes, aren't we? How do you do, Slipstream? Good to have you on the stream. Now, here we go. We need live playlist. Let's get some nice jazz going. Here that goes. Cool. Should be able to hear that pretty soon. Let me know if you can't. Oh, fantastic, Master Builder. Potato chip. For some reason that audio is not working, so you know what? Let's see why very quickly. Sometimes my computer does this, it restarts like my sound settings and it plays through my Oculus weirdly. Alright, so let's smash it this morning, hopefully. It's going to be like an angled wall. Pop this down a little bit. Coming out this way and at front, so I'm going to have to leave a fair bit of space because I'm actually going to do like a back-to-back wall. So it's going to be like double thickness because it needs to look good on both sides. So I might actually start the wall first just to smash that up and get it into place so that we can see it. It's going to be about that long. And I'm actually going to tear apart too this, which is this one, which is my first ever test wall for Batuu. I actually built this for the resistance base, which isn't going to be in there anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm gonna rip it apart. God, like looking at this, like it's just so, like I know that I have like a style that's like I try and have like a lot of, I try to create texture and stuff, but this is next level, like all over the place. So like to think now, like I can see already. I like to keep this around just so that I can see my improvement. Well, I think I've improved anyway. It's a lot cleaner. Oh, dude, Slipstream, your ant creature. Is it an ant creature? Like whatever you want to call it. It's really cool, guys. If you haven't checked out Slipstream's cool ant-looking mech, I'm gonna go with like Ant-Man mech, but it's not like Ant-Man. But if you haven't checked it out, it is a really cool mech. So get amongst it. It's like I guess you know how I would explain it? If I was to explain it to someone else, it's like a centaur, but instead of a horse, it's an ant. or like a grasshopper. That's it. It's more like a grasshopper. Hey, Coconut. How you going, buddy? Hey, you know what? I was thinking of you this morning, and it was as I woke up. Are you going to be doing any Coconut's Kingdom now? Hey, Cosmic Bricks. Good to have you back. Hakep. Morning. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Caleb, thank you very much for joining the stream. It's good to have you on board. First stream too. Nice. Guys, remember to hit that like button because it does help share it to a lot of new people as well. Always helpful. And of course, if you haven't, make sure you subscribe. I am going for that 5K mark by the end of the year, and I'm sure you are all going to be very helpful in that regard. And we've got some good stuff coming up on the channel for sure. So the completion of Batuu, and also the mock contest, and I'm hoping we get some really good entries for that. Of course, we've got Coconut Brick Studios, who is in the house. He will be guest judging. So if you haven't checked out that, I will probably leave a link, but also just check it out on my channel. Just definitely get involved. Even if you're not a builder, there's still a chance to win some cool prizes and see some cool stuff. So yeah, you do. Stop slacking. Come on, man. You're only building like 5 different Star Wars areas. Okay. Cool. So yeah, I basically last night figured out the contest is on until September 15. So I've given you guys a fair bit of time to sort of. It's not so much to get like some massive, like a huge mock or anything in play. It was more about just giving people the time so that like they can still live their life but still enter. So it doesn't have to be a huge mock. It's you know, it's just an opportunity to get involved and have some fun. Now I'm going to be breaking apart some of my mocks that I've actually made, like my most recent mocks. So actually the Coconut Bricks Studios mock contest that I entered, it's Lahag Ely is the kind of orangey, like the dark orange one with all the busted buildings. I'm actually going to be breaking that one apart because I need all the pieces for the marketplace, and I struggle to break apart some of those mocks because I get attached. I mean, you guys understand, right? Like, you understand getting attached. Bowman Bricks. Hello there, General Bowman Bricks. Welcome to the stream. What are the main things I'm looking for in the contest? Well, Master Builder, if you check out the vid, you'll definitely see some more detail in there. But pretty much, I'm looking for just some fun creativity with the story. Because it is Star Wars fairy tales, so any kind of fable, any kind of, you know, like it doesn't have to be like a straight up like a Grimm's Brothers fairy tale or anything. It's just like anything that feels like a fable or a story, like even like, you know, like a Robin Hood or something like that. Like that's all cool as well. You know, medieval stuff, some Norse stuff. Like I don't really mind. Like I'm more looking for anyone who can try and portray a story. As long as it feels a bit like a fairy tale. But I also wouldn't mind some mashups, you know, like where you're bringing in some other themes. I think that would be fun also. How's that music going? I'm listening to it in mine and it seems a bit loud. But that's just me. Coconut, you've been on fire with your reels of late. It's almost like you've been experiencing hilarious things and are now putting it into short form. But yeah, so sorry, Master Builder. Back to your question. Yeah, we're looking for story, like how you portray story, and then detail. Like that's really what we're looking for. Yeah, I'll turn that down. Sorry. Is that a bit better? Let me know. But yeah, we're looking for detail, story, and just some cool creative part usage. So that's the other thing that we're really looking for, which is definitely something that just will add a bit of fun. You know, like using a boat for a bookshelf. I don't know, like just something interesting like that. So this lower range, okay, the camera is so helpful to actually watch. I find that like looking at a build here and then looking at the build on the camera as well, it's just so much helpful. Much better, right? Okay, cool. So what are all you guys building today? This one's not Ogre's Cantina. It's actually, this one is Savi's workshop. So I will just swivel this around so you guys can see it. Because it isn't there. There you go, there's Savi. This is my version of Savi with his lightsaber. And for anyone who's been to Galaxy's Edge, there's the lightsaber connections. If you've built a lightsaber, you'll understand. And basically, that's how it's going to work. And yeah, that's pretty much how it is. It's going to be. So excited for that. I do have to order in. I'm going to order in some more lights to get these flickering. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get some cool lighting in this one. I really like the idea of the lights lighting this. I think it's going to work really well. And it's cool, from the side of the mock, as you walk into my studio, you can actually see Savi's is going to be like one of the first things underneath you can see. And then you're going to go up over the top of this, over the top of the back of the first order base, which is like a huge like, well, not huge, but it's going to be like a spire and then a landing pad on top with the tie echelon on the top, and you come up over the top of it with the camera, and then you can swoop down inside Galaxy's Edge. It's going to be pretty cool, hopefully. There you go. Nar Shaddaa, nice. Wrestling pit, nice. That sounds really cool, Caleb. I should put you on to my good friend Southern Creator. He did a really cool. If you haven't checked out his Nar Shaddaa, definitely check that one out. That's a good one. If you're keen on Nar Shaddaa, I'm sure you'll like that one. I look forward to seeing it. Have you got a channel, Caleb? Or you just do Insta stuff? Love to check it out. Okay. So I think I have figured this out so that the droid depot will actually line up kind of next to it now, and then the first order base will be in next to that. So hopefully it works how I've laid it out. I've given it enough negative space for it to work. Oh yeah, which one was that? Hey, Danny, you're in QLD. Nice. That's Queensland for anyone else that isn't aware of Australian states. So I better just have a look and keep my reference coming up. No worries, Master Builder. We'll see you soon. I don't know if you guys can see that. A week off of the bricks, yeah, definitely. Sometimes you need that. I've basically had like about 5 days because I was celebrating my birthday last week, and my wife organised to take us to the snow. I got brick itchy after about the first 2 days, but then I started to settle into it. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna tell you all that I am aiming for the completion of at least the completion of the main buildings. I'm sure I'll probably fiddle after that point, but I'm aiming for the completion of all of the main parts of Batuu by September. Now I'm telling you guys this so that it pressurizes me into actually finishing it. So hopefully that works. Get any Lego for my birthday? Do you know what? I didn't. What I've got is a lot of my family have given me cash to buy Lego for August, because there's obviously a lot of sets that I really want for August. So I'm actually saving my cash for that, and also I've asked for. I want bricks, you know, like I want specific bricks for Batuu. So no, but I did get some really cool presents from my kids, because they you know, I got a cool little hamper with all the stuff that I like, so that was pretty sweet. And I got some pictures of them, which is always nice. Do you know what, Slipstream? I totally didn't, and it's because I left the figs buried deep in my van, and I just could not for the life of them find where I put them. So that was disappointing, but at the same time it's kind of nice just to have a straight up break. But we're going back in August, so I'm hoping, and it's like for a week, so I'm hoping to get some more pics then. to get my Michigan-esque backdrop in. Whoop. Oh, nice. Yeah, Bib's Palace has got it's got some great figures. That got great figs. And to be honest, like some nice pieces in it as well if you're a mock builder. I haven't got the previous Jabba's Palace either, so like it overall was cool to get. I'm not really one, like I still feel like it felt a little play setty for me, and I don't do play sets. Like I'd rather build my own. But I did definitely appreciate it, kind of for what it was. Seemed like a good set. So I hope you guys can see what I'm sort of trying to do here. So like the lower sections of this will have like, it's more craggy, like it's been beaten up and a bit more cobbled. Like they pretty much cobble that whole side there. And it, like the bottom section is all like a really craggy looking face. And then it goes into the smoother section. So that's what I'm trying to do with the dark tan, and then it grades up to the just plain tan. Oh yeah, I get getting the Lego boxes, yeah, for sure. I haven't got any myself. Is that the only reason you came? And also got to try and keep track of like what is actually there. Who else is like super looking forward to like BD1? I just can't wait for BD1 to come out. I've forgotten that you already. I've started the marketplace section, or the supermarket, so the big building at the end. I started that. It's basically got the facade done. The front facade is finished. I actually finished it last night, so this week's episode and the archway and everything is actually fitted in place, so you'll see that on this week's episode, which is exciting. And then I've got to break apart my Lahagili to finish the rest of the interior. And I've got to order in some parts for the flooring. But other than that, yeah, it's actually really starting to come together. It's probably my favorite building that I've done for Batuu, I would say. Yeah, I would say that it's probably my favorite so far. It could be because it's not a circular building. You won a trip from New Zealand. A midwinter getaway. Nice one. That's pretty cool. Making sure this still fits. I'm pretty stoked with that. Now, so this will be the main entrance. So here, in this section here, is where I'm going to hang the blue lightsaber vinyl. So I'm going to do a custom vinyl that hangs down from here, and you'll be able to see it. Yeah, so I'm going to try and brick build some of those things, Caleb, like for the marketplace. No, Danny, like, to be honest, I haven't actually, I was thinking that last night, like I'm literally going to have to go in and be like, but it's not that hard, because it's almost like, it's pretty much 1.5 for every stud, if that makes sense, like for that studded area. So what I'm going to do is just go like, I'm going to take the width and the length, and then basically get a square of how many studs there are on it, and then I'll basically just times that by 1.5, and then that'll be the number. So there'll be a few, but also I'm not just doing the same tire piece the whole space. I'm actually trying to mix it up a little bit, so it's got a little bit of like variation in it. I don't just want it to be kind of flat once I put all of these in. So I'm actually really looking forward to 100% too. Yeah, a lot easier to estimate. I'm looking forward to doing the brick builds for all the creatures and putting all the details in. I've got to buy a whole bunch of the reddish brown life preservers to put up on the walls. So that's going to be coming pretty soon. Right. Okay. How's that looking there? Yeah, that's okay. Alright. Bring that together. Gonna put in a little bit of this, dotsies. And I am going to be able to just go, like, I don't usually go straight, like, brick up all the way and like simple bricks, but because I'm going to be putting that big banner in there, I can go kind of some of the bigger bricks just straight up. Rishi. Rishi may stay alive for a little bit longer. I do have a... I've still got to shoot it for the YouTube reveal. So obviously I've done the factions reveal, which reminds me I still haven't done my... I've still got to release my Ring of Catherine, which is coming up. I've still got to post that. But, which I've actually done the images for. I literally have to do the post. And then I'll be able to do the video for that. And then probably Rishi will stick around till about... Depends on whether or not I need the parts for Batuu. If I need the parts for Batuu, I'll break Rishi apart. But I feel like I probably won't, because it's kind of not really... It's a different color scheme. It would only be if I really need the dark, the brown that I've got in it, either of the browns or the light bluish grey, which I don't think I will. I think I've got enough of that. But I've got a convention that I'm going to. That's like a very local convention. Like it's like literally like 5 minutes that way, which just doesn't happen very often. So I will be going to that, but I will be having to break down the mocks that I usually take to those. So it's a bit of a toss-up as to what I'm gonna. But Rishi will probably survive for that one, but Lahag will probably go, because I will need those pieces if I want to finish the marketplace, and I really do. Has anyone ever woken up in the morning and be like, you look outside and you're like, oh yeah, it's cold, and maybe it's like in the morning, like before it's light, you can't really see. And then you get ready, and then you go out and you open up the door and you realise it's pouring with rain. That's what this morning happened. This French song now, this French cafe song that comes on, every time reminds me of Coconut Bricks now, because he was like, this reminds me of Ratatouille, which is exactly the reason why I put it on there. So shout out to him and to the movie Ratatouille, which is unreal. Nari Danny, thanks for dropping in, mate. Enjoy your trip to Queensland. Now this is going to be an innie, so I can actually remove this. I don't need to use this on the front. What's next after Batuu? Interesting. I've been thinking about that a lot, Caleb. I've actually changed my mind substantially from what I was going to do, but then I may change it back. So I'm actually going to be doing more stop motion. That's something that I am going to be starting to focus on after Batuu, is doing some actual stop motion animation. That's not just straight up builds, but yeah, I'm going to be doing a little bit more of that on the channel, because that was kind of one of the reasons why I started the channel. So I will be doing that, but also I do have another, probably, there's a couple of still large builds, but half the size wide as what Batuu is, but I'm hoping to go higher. And that's just so that, like, floor space wise, it's more manageable and I can kind of do both at once. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. But then I recently had another idea which was pretty epic and a little bit broader. It still has some Star Wars in it, but it was something that I wanted to do and get done. And it's a big thing, but it was something that was, yeah, it was just, it was something that was a little bit broader Lego, which was kind of, I like the idea of that, while I still do some of the other, the smaller mocks would all be sort of Star Wars based. So we're smashing this morning, guys. We're doing okay. Pretty happy with where we're at. Always helps when you got parts. And I seem to have a fair bit of tan part. So maybe I should do a Tatooine mock after this. Well, I don't know. What do you guys think I should do after Batuu? I guess I should ask you guys. Because you guys are the ones that are sitting there having to watch it. Clarkdorf 7. Okay, Caleb, you're gonna have to elaborate, mate. Is that how that's EU, right? How far EU? We're talking Old Republic? Because I'm thinking by like Nar Shaddaa, you're like in that zone. So pardon my ignorance. Oh, the Bith home planet. Okay. Yeah. You can always do with more Biths. No, dude, I'm okay with a deep cut. Okay, so we are. I may actually sideways build this puppy. Yeah. Cool. All right, that's looking good. Flaxen tusk. Right. Hut space. Nal Hutta, hey? The only problem is that I have no hut. I do think possibly the next thing that I do will likely be a little bit more mainstream in terms of planets, just because I'm going to be going to a few more kind of physical conventions, so the build's going to be a little bit more, I'm going to have to build it a bit more stable than I usually would, but also because I'm going to be going to more of the conventions, I want it to be a little bit more recognizable for some of the more mainstream people that are just going to come in. So it's like, because people go that, like, I've seen them even like the only ones that they ever recognize is my Ahsoka on Corvus one, which is from Mandalorian, and the rest of them go, huh, and then walk, and then I'm like, okay, well, like, if I'm gonna go, I want them to like experience and enjoy it. So I'm gonna take the chance of doing something a little bit more mainstream that people are more gonna understand. So like, it may be something from some of the series, but it's probably more likely going to be from some of the either Clone Wars or from Rebels. I really love Rebels, so it's probably going to be from Rebels, I'd say. But because I'm still going to be doing the smaller factions builds, that's where I'm going to take the opportunity to go more into the, like, EU stuff and do some of my own original stories, which is the big bonus with sticking with SW, like the factions. That's why I joined it, really, is to do some of that kind of crazier stuff. So yeah, maybe some of those stories could take me to Null Hutta for sure. And maybe I'll just do one for fun, like a separate Null Hutta. What I do want to do to figure out what the bigger one is going to be next. That's right, Danny. Maybe there's going to be an Endor build in there. I definitely would like to build it on Endor, and maybe a giant Gorax. I'm pretty keen on that. But I'm keen on that one, and but yeah, there's definitely a few things that I want to build that are a bit more in the mainstream as well. So. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that could work. I do like to pick things that I haven't seen before, which is actually why I built the larger scale Batuu. It's like I could have picked like a Hoth or something like that, but I wanted to pick something that was a bit different. But with that, like, the problem is that lots of people don't know what it is. So like, I explain it to them, they're like, huh? Like, oh, Disneyland. You're building Disneyland. I'm like, sure. And I'm talking more mainstream kind of people that aren't in the community, you know, that understand. But that's okay. Like, it's all good. And to be honest, I kind of am looking forward to doing something that's sort of from the movies or from the series, because I do like those. I do enjoy some of those, and it's going to be nice to just build things, because I think the problem with some of, like, building some of these other things is that you got to design them. You got to design the build at the same time versus just seeing something and going, okay, that's what I'm going to try and emulate in Lego, so it's easier, and it's just a bit less stressful just trying to put it together. Whereas with some of the other builds where, like, you're getting reference from places, but you're really trying to create your own area, yeah, it's a bit tough. Hey, DP Bricks, I missed a couple from you, I think. How you doing, man? I could do a Felucia, though there's been a few Felucias recently that have been really good. Bill's Bricks did a really good Felucia recently, so I'm like, nah. And maybe a Felucia. If I can think of a way to make Felucia a bit different, but still, like, be a Felucia mob, like, it's so hard, especially when people have done, like, really good ones. I struggle to then try and do. I don't want to copy them, to not feel like I'm copying them, though. You know what I mean? I'm sure you guys, like, sort of feel the same way. Yeah. Yeah, it is hard at conventions, and like I know I'm almost gonna take it as a bit of a challenge though. Like that's how I see it. Like, okay, well cool, I'm gonna try and build something that people that kind of people that don't know Star Wars know, and see if I can't build it like one quicker, because like I wanted to build Batuu in this type of way, which is like fairly detailed and try and get a lot of that sort of textural stuff. Whereas what I want to build for this one is something that is faster, bigger scaled, and see if that if I can get more of that done and make it look like a really cool display, but quite sizable. So we'll see. We'll see if I go down that road. I may end up just doing Bogano or something like that, because I'd like to do a Bogano. Or a Dathomir. Dathomir would be cool. I don't think I've got enough dark orange for that. Yeah. And I'd love to do a Geonosis build, my own Geonosis like Battle of one day, which I will, I'm sure I'll do. But again, I like to do something that's a little bit different. So yeah, I don't know. I've got some ideas for some really different mocks, and I think after Batuu, like Batuu is a good learning experience, but then after that, I'm gonna really try and push out to do something that's hopefully really cool, and has a lot more kind of motion and inertia in it than what I have been doing. And I'll still do all the kind of just straight up nice, like smaller mocks. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff I want to do. There's so many cool ideas I've got to work on. I just, you know, it's still just a lot. Okay. So we're doing all right with this building here. I'm happy enough with the direction that we're heading. Gonna need to do a little bit more of the bottom section of this, so for this turned area. So I might start working on that also. Ord Mantell. Yeah, that could work. There's actually a if you are looking at a really good like Ord Mantell, I mean Ord Mantell was in Bad Batch now as well, so there's some references there for that, which could be pretty cool. And yeah, clone base. You're right, DP Bricks. Check out the clone base for sure, because it's gonna be cool. Loving it, man. I wouldn't mind doing a clone, like a clone. I don't know if I want to do a clone base, but like something like that would be kind of cool. Maybe like Starship Troopers, like monsters attacking, like heaps of monsters attacking a clone base would be kind of cool. Might do something like that. Yeah, that would be cool. The villages on Felucia would be nice. Not a bad shout, DP. I might have to... It's not a bad idea. If I can get something, again, like if I can get something that works, for sure. It also depends, like some of the smaller builds, as I was saying, like before I do that larger build, I think I'm going to do smaller builds of it and see a few things, like see what the reaction is by people to the smaller build. If they're like, whoa, that's awesome, like it'd be great to see more, or I really like building it, then that's the one that I'm going to pick to go bigger. So like I might do a Dathomir, I might do a Bogano in a smaller form, and if I really like the way that turned out and want to see like expand it, then I will go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna get some gauge on what other people want to see as well. Oh no way, Sid's office. That would be cool. I'll have to have a look for that. That's kind of nice. I enjoyed Bad Batch. Like I did feel like it was a little bit kind of parallel, like that whole father figure letting go of the warrior baby. It's kind of a bit of a following to a bit too close to Mando. But, you know, in the grand scheme of things, it's rhythmic, it rhymes. Yeah, Michigan Bricks did one. That's right. I was trying to remember. There's been a few good Volusia blocks. Ah! Disaster! Yeah, Wrecker. Wrecker's awesome. Right? The kid's with me. So how many of you guys are thinking of going in the contest? You got any takers in here? Again, guys, if you haven't seen the contest vid, definitely check it out. It's on the channel. Just another plug. Another shameless promotion. All right, we are cooking. You're cooking, Frankie! For anyone who's not aware, that is a reference to Home Alone, when Uncle Frank is singing in the shower. It doesn't have to be 60 studs, Danny. It can be anything up to that. It's more about just getting detail in. That's actually the max size of 60 studs. So like I would think like anywhere from that sort of 16, like the vignette, the smaller vignette, if you can make something work in that, that's cool. If it like 32 would be perfect. Yeah, I wanted to leave it like as a max size. Yeah, and 100%. That's more what it's about. It's more about getting detail in there, telling the story. I don't just want to see like a Like, I don't just want to see like a big base plate with like lots of flat stuff, and then, you know, like, I want to see people try and push it and do something a little bit tricky and see what, you know, push themselves to do something a bit funky. I do have to keep my eye on time. As I said, I do have a business meeting in a bit. Max size. Yep. That's right, max size. 60 stud max size. I don't want anyone breaking the bank for this either. I just want to see some really cool mocks. Like, I know when I did, actually it was, Coconut had a similar, I think his may have even been 60. It was a 60 stud limit, and when I was building La Hague, and I built it very close to the 60, I was really happy with how it turned out, and I think that was a perfect limit for what you would want to build for that type of detail that I did. So that's kind of what I based it off. But yeah, like, I'm more about, it is 100% more about getting some nice detail in there. And some creative stories. Like, I just want to see what fun stuff people can come up with. And I'm totes cool with like something a bit humorous in that. You know, if it's got good detail and it's funny and it works, then that's okay, you know. It's all good. Well guys, it's become that time. It's been a super enjoyable stream actually, some really good chats on here. But I'm gonna have to love you and leave you all because I do have to get ready for my work meeting. But felt like we made some good progress today. And I'm looking forward to integrating this into the actual build, which is gonna be really, really good. Just before I go, have I incorporated any movement into any of my mocks? I haven't yet, but I will be for the droid factory. I'm hoping to for the conveyor belt, and I'm also hoping to for Ronto roasters. So that's going to be a bit exciting. But I'm hoping to get some movement in there, or in the words of Boba Fett, some movement in there. So I look forward to that. And yeah, thanks very much everyone for joining the stream. Remember, check out Building Batuu. We'll be back this week. It should be a big update. I think I've pretty much finished the marketplace, so that is really exciting. And I've also got the Bantha. And then I've also got another live, same time next week, probably a little bit later, like a half hour later, which is sort of more normal timing. And then also I'm going to be bringing out a Newcastle Brickfest vid, which is going through kind of all of the cool builds that I saw there, and all of the funny happenings, including a waterfall caving in the roof. So that is going to be exciting. Don't miss it. And of course, till next time, enjoy your building and may the bricks be with you. So